You are going to go crazy for these meatballs with gravy. And my favorite part is they're made right in the crock pot. Hi friends, welcome back to my sister Carrie's kitchen. My name's Christina. I'm with eatingonadime.com. My sister Carrie and I are on a mission to teach real families how to make real food at home, especially on a budget. And if you've been following us for a while, you know that we're obsessed with crock-pot cooking. It's the easiest way to make a delicious meal for your family that everyone's going to love. And today I'm going to show you how to make slow cooker meatballs and gravy. It just takes 10 minutes to prep. It all goes in your crock pot. I have linked this recipe in the description below. Also, I have linked in the description below the crock pot I'm using today, as well as our digital crock pot cookbook, because we love crock pot cooking so much. Of course, we had to make a cookbook for you, so make sure you check it out. So the crock pot I'm using for today's recipe is this. It's called Beautiful Line at Walmart. It's by Drew Barrymore, and this is actually a multi-cooker. It's great, really good price point. I'm going to link it in the description below, as well as a post that has all of our other crock pots that we love. So you can find one in the price point that you're looking for. All right, first, you can't have meatballs and gravy without, dun, 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 you guessed it, meatballs. Now, I am using frozen meatballs for today's recipe. These are beef meatballs, about 28 ounces. I got it in the frozen section. Now, you can use your favorite, beef, turkey, chicken, homemade. I'll link our homemade meatball recipe below. It's amazing. Whatever you like, use it, okay? I'm lazy today, so I'm using the pre-bagged frozen, and we're just going to dump that right into the crock pot. Then we're going to add the gravy mixture. So we're going to start with some gravy packets. Let me show the ones I'm using right here. This is a brown gravy mix packet. The brand I'm using is McCormick, but of course you can use your favorite. It's about 0.87 ounces per packet, and we are going to use 2 for this recipe. So in a mixing bowl of your choice, add the 2 packets. Get all this out here. You guys hear those puppies sneezing in the background. Puppy, puppy, puppy. And then add in 2 cups water and whisk it together just to kind of like dissolve the seasoning packet, the brown gravy packet. Activate the brown graviness in the packet here. You're just wanting to whisk until it's pretty much dissolved. It happens pretty quick with these packets. Now we're going to add in a few ingredients that are super easy that are really going to amp up this sauce. Start with a can of cream of mushroom soup. This is just their standard size. It's like 10.5 ounces. Now, even if you don't like mushrooms, you'll probably like this, so I wouldn't stress about it. So still try it. The mushrooms in them are pretty soft, and it's diced up pretty small. So I have one kid that loves mushrooms and one that doesn't. And they both can do anything with cream of mushroom in it, so don't stress about that. Now we're going to add a little bit of seasoning. Start out with a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, Worcestershire, Worcestershire sauce. I hope you guys are singing with me at home. And then a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder. A teaspoon of each. And then last, but of course not least, we're going to do a little bit of black pepper, a half a teaspoon. I just could only find the 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm doing 2 of those. Then we're going to whisk these ingredients as well, just to get them all combined. Then take that sauce, and we're going to just pour it right over the meatballs in your crock pot. So my crock pot is pretty wide at the base, so the meatballs are covered in the sauce. But if yours is not, just kind of toss those meatballs to make sure they get covered in the sauce. You guys, that's it. It's that easy. Then just put your lid on your crock pot, and you can cook this on low or high. You can cook it on low for about 4 to 6 hours, or on high for half the time, so about 2 to 3. I just want to show you guys what's this going to look like real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and do high. Sometimes this thing is frustrating. It's plugged in. Let me see if I can get it to come on here. There she is. I just hit a bunch of buttons until it pops up. All right, so we're going to do slow cook. I'm going to do high for 2 hours. There you go. All right, I'll see you in a few hours, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I love serving these over mashed potatoes, which is what I'm doing today, but I think it would be great with egg noodles or even over rice, or honestly, you could just serve them as is because they're so flavorful. I'm just going to get a couple of meatballs on top of this mashed potatoes, and then I always like to get the extra gravy on top as well because everything tastes better with gravy. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. You guys, look how beautiful it is. Okay, time for my all-time favorite part. Taste testing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's try this right here. I love the gravy. Like I said, it's good with egg noodles, rice, anything that the gravy is good on. Mm. It's that delicious. And the great thing is the leftovers store great too. So if you make a big batch, you can always keep the leftovers in the refrigerator to last you for up to a week, and it's perfect. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today in my sister Carrie's kitchen. I hope I inspired you to make an easy, delicious crock pot meal at home. When you make this, make sure you go to the recipe and leave us a review at the bottom. You can choose star rating, you can leave a comment. That's the easiest and the best way to support us, and we love hearing from you guys. And of course, don't forget to do all the things like, subscribe, leave us a comment, all the things. We love hearing from you guys. All right, I am out of here. I have some meatballs to eat. And until next time, don't forget, eat at home by eating on a dime. I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.